license for residential builders, we're going to enhance that licensing system as well. More so for those that are coming more into the industry, so we can raise the bar of professionalism with them as we build more confidence for the consumers and the home purchasers. But it has been something you guys have been asking for a long time, so I don't think it comes from a surprise to you. Basically what it really does come down to, so we've got some continuing education requirements for people like general contractors constructing single-family homes and small residential buildings, so that they'll have some things that they can understand of any new systems, new sidings, new types of systems that could actually benefit them in their industry, but we want them to continue, we want them to have some ongoing qualification. The licensing system to do that is going to be phased over the next 16 months to give everybody time to adjust, and the homeowner protection office is going to continue to administer that builder licensing, and frankly the requirements aren't overly onerous, and I think everybody will be able to work with them. We're also allowing ourselves to have some innovation in this new code. So the Act will address innovative buildings where there's currently no new process or no process to go. So we're going to review the innovative building proposal so that there is a way to actually take a building that's innovative and get its building requirements without having to go through crazy stuff at municipalities and cities if you want to do that. I'll give you an example. We actually want to build UBC Lands right now. They want to build a residence which will be the tallest wood structure in the world, about 18 stories. It will be cross-laminate beam. All the engineering's been done, and so what we're doing is we're setting up a self-paying regime to do the inspections and what have you with us, but we'll be able to build that building and show people globally what we can do with that type of construction. I've been in an 11-story building that was cross-laminate beam in England. They've been doing it a long time. This stuff here, actually, the way it will be and the way the structure is very remarkable, and I had a briefing on it the other day, and so I'm pretty familiar with it. So the big thing is the support for the Building Act. We've been consulting on this thing for way too long, 10 years. We've consulted on the Building Act. We'd expect, like I said, I think it's going to help us our efficiency, but you know, it's important. There's also potential code changes in the next version of the BC Building Code in 2017 that we may be looking at. And that'll be around some of the issues that we're getting because of the seismic activity worldwide sort of things. So some of the seismicity things, but we'll be working with you and making sure that's consolidating and making progress on that, plus energy efficiency, which is always a value to the homeowner because it gives you a lifespan payback on the product that you're building. So we're going to expand a number of the allowances. Of course, we do 6-story wood frame now, but we can't go about it with 6-story wood frame, so that's where the cross-laminate beam will come into. It's a whole lot different animal. And we're going to keep you informed on that stuff. So, and we've also actually got to do a lot of work in a different way, which doesn't affect you, but just to know that we're actually setting standards for the construction of LNG plants, the piping, all the seismic stuff for those and everything else to be the best in the world, certainly, and that just affects everybody because as that industry takes off, you'll be building an awful lot of stuff. And it's actually, each plant is an all-in about $36 billion. And to put that in perspective, the new Rio Tinto Alcan smelter in Kitimat costs 4.5. So, you know, if you have 3 of those, you're well over $100 billion in your GDP, and the people need to live somewhere. They're building these things and operating them, and that's going to have a significant fact. We actually have 20 proposals in British Columbia on liquefied natural gas, and so that leads me to believe some of them are going to get there. My hope is that by the spring of 2016, 2 of the ones that said they'll make the final investment decision by that time will make their decisions, and one has already made its final investment decision, just waiting the Canadian Environmental Assessment certificate, and they would start construction almost immediately because they've already financed and sold the gas. So we're also going to be, that will also require some things that may or may not affect you, things like camps and structures and things like that as far as home builders are concerned and those type of opportunities. So that's basically our focus, is to really get it to where the industry itself has some certainty that we get away with some of the idiotic stuff that's happened in the building code, which are frustrations to me. And as we come through this, we'll also be clipping the wings a little bit of the fire inspectors. Simply because they can't go make local rules that are nonsensical. I'll give you one example of that. We had one community that could have had 300 jobs and $1 million in local taxes on an industrial building that had tires, storing tires. local fire officials decided they wanted to put in place a fire suppression system that had never been required in any building in Canada, but perhaps even in North America, because it was new. The cost of the fire suppression system was ridiculous. It wasn't needed for that type of storage. As a result, they moved down the road to another community who now gets 300 jobs and $1 million in taxes because they left that community because they were being unreasonable, because somebody had gone to some conference somewhere, saw something and thought, this would be good and I'm going to put it in the code. We're not going to let that happen anymore. So that's, now we'll go to sort of discussion and questions if you want. Chair?